Fairfield, Ohio, a quiet college town where nothing ever seemed to happen. But in 2020, a name resurfaced that struck fear into both criminals and politicians alike. He was once called Commander, real name Marcus Kane. For over a decade, he was the underworld's most feared assassin, carrying out hits for politicians and power brokers who wanted their rivals gone. But then, he walked away. Marcus Kane claimed to have found God. He disbanded his gang, left the killings behind, and began a quiet new life. For a man once at the top of the food chain, it was the ultimate act of surrender. Marcus told me, "I don't want to live by the sword anymore." He cried in my office. I believed him. I really did. But Marcus's new faith terrified the men who once hired him. If he ever confessed, their secrets could unravel. So they made a decision. Marcus Kane had to be silenced. They hired another assassin, Victor Price, ruthless, precise, a man who prided himself on never being seen. But when Victor couldn't locate Marcus, he turned to someone close, Marcus's sister, Naomi. Her brutal murder wasn't just a killing, it was bait.
They wanted Marcus out of hiding. They knew Naomi's death would do that. And it did.
But Marcus didn't make the mistake of chasing Victor in public. Witnesses reported only one strange event: a dark van pulling up outside a warehouse on the edge of town. Inside, neighbors said they saw a struggle. A man dragged into the vehicle. The driver, they claimed, was tall, broad-shouldered, someone who looked an awful lot like Marcus Kane. When detectives questioned him, Marcus had a solid alibi. Phone records and surveillance footage placed him across town at the very hour of the abduction.
On paper, he was clean. If this had been anyone else, we might have dropped it. But this was Commander. We kept digging.
Weeks later, a farmer preparing his fields unearthed a grisly discovery, part of a human torso. DNA confirmed the remains belonged to Victor Price. Forensic teams worked tirelessly and eventually located 2 more burial sites. Each contained a separate part of Victor's body. The breakthrough came from trace evidence. Fibers and soil from the burial sites matched samples found in Marcus Kane's garage. It was the smoking gun detectives needed.
He thought he'd covered his tracks, but science has a way of catching up. Forensics tied him to Victor's death beyond any doubt.
Yet here's the chilling part. Despite years of suspicion, investigators couldn't charge Marcus with the dozens of political assassinations he was believed to have committed. He had left no trace, no evidence. And that silence kept his former employers, powerful politicians, safe from exposure. In court, prosecutors painted Marcus as a man who could never truly leave the darkness behind. The defense argued he was provoked by Naomi's murder, but for the families left grieving, redemption was no excuse.
My daughter Naomi is gone. Nothing he does now will bring her back. And no verse in the Bible can make this right. This is the only child I have remaining. I don't want to lose him too. Judge, have mercy.
Marcus Kane's story is one of violence, faith, and revenge. A man who tried to bury his past, only to be dragged back into it. And in the end, it wasn't the crimes he committed for others that brought him down. It was the one he committed for himself. Commander's story reminds us that no matter how far you run, the past has a way of catching up. Justice may be delayed, but it is never forgotten. If you found this story compelling, subscribe for more chilling true crime cases, where every secret leaves a trail.